Breaking news tonight, police say more than a dozen people have been killed in a mass shooting at a California social services facility. We have an update on the investigation.
The Fayette County coroner says what they thought was a homicide is now being investigated as an accidental death.
Richmond's mayor talks to us about how the city plans to honor the widow and young son of a fallen police officer.
WKYT News starts now with breaking news.
Tonight, we're learning more information about another mass shooting in this country. Police say at least 14 people were killed at a social services facility in California.
It happened within the last few hours in San Bernardino, which is 60 miles outside of Los Angeles. Police say more than a dozen others were injured and the suspected shooters are still on the run. Danielle Nottingham has the breaking details.
Emergency responders scrambled to treat multiple victims after gunfire broke out at Inland Regional Center, 60 miles east of Los Angeles.
Most of the people that were wounded, most of the victims were all centrally located in one area of the facility.
This is crazy. There's just too many shootings, too much bad stuff going on here.
The social services facility serves people with developmental disabilities in the area. Terry Pettit says his daughter and a number of other workers are hiding inside the building.
Said that someone had come in and started shooting, and they ran into an office, and she's hiding with some other people.
His daughter has been sending him text messages from inside.
Shooting at my work, people shot, in the office waiting for cops.
Police are searching for one or more gunmen.
Preliminary information indicates that these are people that came prepared, that they were dressed and equipped in a way to indicate that they were prepared, and they were armed with long guns, not handguns.
We don't yet know what the motives of the shooters are, but what we do know is that there are steps we can take to make Americans safer.
A law enforcement source tells CBS News that a bomb squad is in the process of attempting to neutralize a potential explosive device left at the scene. Danielle Nottingham, CBS News, San Bernardino, California.
And again, police are saying at least 14 people are dead, 14 have been injured, and 3 suspects are on the run. We have some new information from the Associated Press. They're saying authorities say that 10 of the 14 wounded in the attack today were taken to hospitals in critical condition. Stay with WKYT and WKYT.com and CBS for updates on this breaking story. The CBS Evening News with Scott Pelley will have complete coverage immediately following this newscast, then at 6:30. Also breaking tonight, state police investigating what they're calling a murder-suicide in Anderson County. They say they were called to a home on Alton Station Road near Lawrenceburg this afternoon. Police say they found 2 people dead inside. So far, investigators have not identified the victims or said what they think led up to this murder-suicide. We do have a news crew heading to that scene. We'll keep checking WKYT.com for updates on that situation as well. The investigation into a man's mysterious death in Lexington took an unusual turn today. The coroner first said it was a homicide, but now he says that was not the case.
Someone found 33-year-old Barry Slavin dead yesterday afternoon in a moving truck off Alexandria Drive. Today, the coroner said what was first thought to be a gunshot wound on Slavin's body was actually something else. Victor Puente has the update and our top story at 6.
This case changed this morning from a homicide to a death investigation. The Fayette County coroner said it was the manner in which they found this man that first led them to believe he had been murdered. Fayette County coroner Gary Ginn says Barry Slavin was discovered in this truck parked on Alexandria Drive, and they believe he'd been there since Sunday. They say he was sitting in the passenger seat and had slumped into the floor. Slavin had a ruptured cyst on his lower back that investigators first believed was a gunshot wound.
It was open, there was blood coming from it, and there was an excessive amount of blood that had been soaked up by Mr. Slavin's pants, as well as there was blood on the floorboard.
He says they didn't probe the wound at the scene.
And the reason being is a lot of times there's trace evidence that we do not see until we're able to get it, an individual at the medical examiner's office with lights.
And it wasn't until they were at the examiner's office that they realized it was a cyst. He says evidence found in the truck has led them to believe Slavin may have overdosed. He says as soon as they knew it wasn't a homicide, they notified his family. Slavin's girlfriend told us this has been heartbreaking for his family, and they'll remember him as a loving man.
He was just such a generous guy. He loved everybody. He never met a stranger.
Ginn says they're waiting on toxicology results before releasing a final cause of death. In Fayette County, Victor Puente, WKYT.
Thank you, Victor. And Slavin's girlfriend tells us he leaves behind 2 children.
Tonight, Lexington police are still trying to figure out what led up to a crash that killed a couple from western Kentucky. The crash happened late this morning on Versailles Road near the Rice Road intersection. And part of Versailles Road was closed for hours so police could investigate. As Sean Moody tells us, the coroner says charges could be filed in this crash.
That couple died at UK Hospital not long after the crash. There's no word at this hour on how the other driver is doing. You can see during the evening rush hour, traffic is now moving smoothly here on Versailles Road. Police said the crash happened right around 11 a.m. An officer said a red pickup that was heading inbound on Versailles Road crossed into the outbound traffic and hit the dark-colored truck. Emergency crews rushed 3 people to the hospital. That's where the Fayette County coroner says 76-year-old Joseph Beamer and 73-year-old Cynthia Beamer died. While police investigated the crash, they had to shut down outbound Versailles Road. That made for a bit of a traffic mess. Police diverted outbound traffic onto one of the inbound lanes. They finally reopened all the lanes at about 4 o'clock. Now, the coroner's report that gave us the Beamers' names also said that the other driver in this crash could face charges. In Lexington, Sean Moody, WKYT.
And the coroner says the Beamers were from Paducah. Investigators have not said what could lead to possible charges in that case.
The Scottsville man accused of raping and killing a 7-year-old was in court this afternoon. With Gabby Doolin's family looking on, Timothy Madden appeared in court handcuffed and wearing a bulletproof vest. Madden's defense attorneys delayed the preliminary hearing to give them time to review new evidence. The hearing is now scheduled for December 14th. In Menifee County, thieves stole dozens of road signs over the holiday weekend. According to Menifee County 911 dispatches page, 55 signs were stolen. Another 37 were stolen from surrounding counties. Anyone with information is asked to contact the Menifee County Dispatch Office. You can remain anonymous.
We have some new information tonight about a shooting that injured a man in his Lexington apartment. Police say someone shot the 24-year-old man in the stomach yesterday at an apartment complex off Red Mile Road. According to a police document, the victim told investigators the suspect shot him after he refused to play video games. The victim's condition is not known tonight. At last check, Lexington police had not made any arrests. Yesterday, they said that they were looking for 2 men in a silver car.
We're tracking more rain across parts of the bluegrass tonight, and we could even see a few snowflakes. Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey has an early look at the forecast now. Chris?
Yeah, some of us already, Barb, picking up on a little sleet of all things, even with temperatures into the 40s today. A lot of reports of sleet falling, especially across the Lexington metro. That cold air, at least upstairs, not too far away from the ground. It's slowly making its way down to where we live. Your Defender Radar Network, that little band of some light rain and sleet now across northeastern Kentucky. I'm watching another band, though, that is developing to our northwest. What we're seeing across the metro now is not a whole lot. Everything has dissipated, at least for this go-around. But take a look at this Twitter pic I got a little earlier. Sleet actually covering a deck in Nicholasville. So that was really interesting to see. It had to come down at a pretty good clip with temperatures in the 40s to at least cover that for a short time period. Look at the rain and snow, though, breaking out from Indianapolis just to the north of Evansville and Owensboro. That's with a spin in the atmosphere that is diving toward the east and southeast, and that is what is likely to bring another little round of some rain and snow shower action into town late this evening into the wee hours of the morning. Temperatures turning colder from north to south. 36 Covington, 40 Lexington, still 48 into Middlesboro, where we had a little flooding early this morning. It's all about the seasonal snowflakes when I come back with the hour-by-hour forecast in just a few.
All right, thank you. New tonight, Republican leaders in the Kentucky Senate say they will not block the state spending needed to pay for an expansion of Kentucky's Medicaid program.
The state will spend about $250 million for the health insurance of more than 400,000 people as part of the expansion. Governor-elect Matt Bevin wants to repeal the expansion and replace it with something else. Republican leaders in the Senate say they will not block the Medicaid money, but they will seek a gradual transition away from the program. Governor-elect Bevin has chosen his Secretary of the Labor Cabinet, and it's a name familiar to University of Kentucky football fans. Derek Ramsey has been appointed to the position. Right now, he is the athletic director of Coppin State University. Ramsey was a quarterback for the UK football team in the 1970s, and he later went on to win a Super Bowl with the Oakland Raiders. After his playing career ended, Ramsey spent time as a community relations officer at UK and later the Deputy Secretary of Commerce of Kentucky.
The city of Richmond plans to honor the widow and son of a fallen police officer at Friday night's Christmas parade. Katie and Luke Ellis will be the grand marshals of the parade. Officer Daniel Ellis died after being shot while on duty last month. Richmond Mayor Jim Barnes says the city usually chooses someone connected to the community to be the parade's grand marshal. He says it's a good way to honor the Ellis family.
And I think it just hopefully to show her support, that we do support her and the community supports her, and we support our police department.
That parade will travel down Lancaster Avenue and Main Street. It begins at 6:45 Friday night. And people in the community continue to raise money for the Ellis family. Surge Promotions in Richmond sold these T-shirts in honor of Officer Ellis, with proceeds being donated to the Ellis family. Today, company leaders told us the T-shirts raised $37,000. Other fundraisers in Madison County have raised thousands of dollars for the family in recent weeks.
We continue to track breaking news out of San Bernardino, California. Police say at least 14 people have been killed in a mass shooting at a social services center. They say more than a dozen others have been injured. 10 of them, we understand now, are listed in critical condition. Police think that as many as 3 gunmen may be involved in this attack. And at last check with police, those people are still on the run. Police say that they do not have any descriptions of the suspects, but they think they may be in a dark SUV. Keep checking WKYT.com for updates. And the CBS Evening News with Scott Pelley will have the very latest coming up at 6:30.
Well, her refusal to issue marriage licenses received worldwide attention. And tonight, we've learned Rowan County Clerk Kim Davis is in the running for Time Magazine's Person of the Year.
Davis is one of 59 candidates for Person of the Year. Others include actress and Kentucky native Jennifer Lawrence and Triple Crown winner American Pharoah. Voting for Person of the Year ends on December 4th.
New tonight, a hip-hop concert in Lexington will go a long way in helping children stay warm this winter. For the second year, hip-hop artist Divine Karama and his wife are organizing a coat drive. They're collecting donations of new and gently used coats along with hats and scarves. To make sure the coat drive reaches its goal, a hip-hop concert will be held tonight at Cosmic Charlie's on Euclid Avenue in Lexington. The money raised will go towards that coat drive.
You can come out, enjoy some of Lexington's best talent, and then support a great cause at the same time.
The concert goes from 9 o'clock until midnight. You can also drop off coat donations at the Plantory on West 6th Street.